This conference will now
and
be recorded.
I'll be sharing you the recorded version post that particular topic is being covered on that day. So from when we talk about S4 HANA, what exactly you guys know? So maybe the session will be always an interactive one. Escape. So it's a mandatory knowledge for everyone to have some kind of uh, technical knowledge or functional knowledge or administrative knowledge, any kind of knowledge on S4 HANA. Some kind of flavor should be available with everyone so that people can have their skill set on par with the current demand, right? And for Subhash, like you have S4 HANA system in your organization?
Yes, yes, we have it for landscape. Yeah.
Okay. So the systems are already migrated
Yeah.
to S4 HANA and you guys are having application where you guys can log in and do some activities, right?
So, yes, yes, yes. Yes, for
Okay,
systems
good.
are in place, and yeah.
Okay, fine. So today what we will do, we will roughly take over the overview part, the unit one. And after this, the way in which we'll be going further is like, maybe let me quickly share my course content since it's a day one, so that you guys should be aware of what I think I mailed this content to someone. I think for you, right? Deepak, you asked me this content, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes, right.
Yeah, yeah. So any thoughts, any suggestions?
I have just looked at it once,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and I'm not able to exactly understand all the
Okay.
content that
Okay.
we are going to cover. Some
Fine.
of the
Fine.
part was totally like,
New. Hmm? Can you
yeah.
guys see my content?
Yes,
Is my
yes.
right? Okay. So what we will do, we will start for the overview session in S4 HANA, where I will be giving you a brief introduction of different concepts that we have in our S4 HANA topic. And then what we will do, we will get into the important navigational parts that is being embedded with our S4 HANA, where we will touch Fiori, we will look upon the business client. So these two are a bit new. This logon part, you guys are working it on a traditional systems. So, but still, we will try to cover few concepts which is related to your S4HANA. So this two will be the initial section to get that brief overview. Then we will get into the pure S4H model, where we'll be having more technical oriented topics. So we call it as OU and master data concepts. So if you guys are planning to do some kind of technical certifications related to S4 HANA, more weightage is given to this unit 3. So all these are official curriculum as per our training.sap.com. So we don't do any unofficial curriculum. So whatever I'm just giving to you as a syllabus, this is the official syllabus through which you guys will be trained by official SAP spokesperson. Maybe local institutes may adjust the syllabus, but I go with this official one. If you want any kind of tuning of the syllabus, you guys can tell me. So that's the reason I thought of doing a small walkover of this content part. Then comes the different important functional modules that we have in S4H. Though we are a technical person, maybe I know both of you guys are basis consultants, and fine. So what I was telling is like, where did I stop? Okay, the functional part. So if you could see what exactly our S4 HANA system is like, it's a combo pack of multiple traditional systems that we have in market, right? People were using financial system, FI system, to do their financial activities. There were few people who were using separate separate SD, PP, and for logistic, they were having a different system, and they were having multiple overview in multiple systems, and we are trying to bring all in one. So these two topics, unit 4 and unit 5, maybe not technical related topic, but we have to see the key functionalities and the key activities that have been included in the logistics part as well as an accounting part. So we don't expect any kind of accounting knowledge here, or we don't expect a person to be a functional consultant to understand about all this PTP or OTC processing. If you guys are having that knowledge, good. If not, no worries. The reason is like in your S4 HANA, from the administrative side, you may be having more technical issues related to these two core sections. And to understand those issues, you just need to know the basic funda behind that. So that's the reason what we do is like we sometimes expect a functional person to get into this S4 HANA, because we lack this kind of knowledge from a pure technical person. Maybe both of you guys are basis consultant and both of you guys are working on HANA also. So you will be having the technical knowledge, but from the domain perspective, from the business perspective, what happens, right? As a business end user, what has been happening? What is the flow? What is that sequence of activities? So how you can use your S4 HANA to make some of the features available in a customized manner, or to give that activity in a small time span rather than prolonging that core activities. So to do that functionalities, of course, you may require the help of a functional team, but being an administrator, you should give some kind of inputs and thoughts to those people so that they can also do their part. So that's the reason we are having this logistics and accounting section as our unit 4 and unit 5. And next, if you could see here, human capital management and success factors. Have you guys heard about the success factors? Any thoughts? What is the success factor? Any idea? What is the use of the success factor? At least have you heard about it?
Yeah, heard about it, Satish, but not
Mhm.
much knowledge on that.
Okay. So why do we use this success factor? So what is the purpose of this? Who is using this? Any information on that side?
Oh, I think it is regarding something like analyzing the company's success ratio, like the targets that were defined, have they met that? So
Mm,
some kind of
okay.
ratios about that.
So you just correlated the word success and you come up with this explanation, right?
I thought that's what
No
clicked
worries.
into my mind.
Okay. Okay. See, this success factor was a product which has been procured by SAP few years back. Okay. And you have a kind of dedicated systems to take care of your HR core functionalities. So when I say HR core functionalities, look from a company perspective. So now you guys need to come out of that technical mindset. Since you are learning a product which is above the technical layer, so you guys need to groom yourself to think from the business mentality. So maybe when we had our technical trainings or technical learnings, our examples may be purely technical, our correlations may be purely technical. Now my examples may be purely business oriented, functional oriented. So it is just like we are done with UG and we are moving over to the PG, a post graduation. So we need to enhance our thinking capabilities here. We need to come in a different way of approaches, because we are not going to be a pure technical person when we learn these kind of products.
Satish,
So
your
when
voice
we
is
say,
breaking.
is my voice breaking? uh I really don't know.
Hello.
How about now?
Yeah.
Am I okay?
Now it's fine. Yeah, now it is
Okay,
fine. Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So let me tell you about this HR part. We have this kind of system called SuccessFactor, which is purely a HR product, and it's a cloud product. And this tool is been completely designed by a different vendor, and then SAP started acquiring it. So I would say initially it was with a different ownership team, And when we had our HANA being evolved in market, any idea when HANA came into market? By which year?
2011.
Yes, exactly. Good. By 2011, from the technical perspective, we had a major innovative with HANA. From the functional perspective, we had something on this area also. Our SuccessFactor were acquired by SAP on 2011, and in another 2 years, this product by around 2013, 2014, in that case, your SuccessFactor had more than million users, more than 1,000 customers, and people started enhancing this into a big data part. And this particular product helped our companies to manage our end-to-end HR functionalities on the cloud environment. So when I say cloud environment, you will be having a topological add-on called HCI. Have you heard about HCI?
Yes, HANA Cloud Integration.
Very good. Yes, HANA
Is that?
Cloud integration, and we have this as a HANA Cloud connector model. So what happens is like we will be assuming this as a middleware product to do this integration between our on-premise and cloud environment, and your success factor resides on the cloud, and your source system. Let's consider I have my source system as ERP on an on-premise. Then what happens? You have to, when I say you, the technical team will be integrating this ERP product with your success factor using HCI, this HANA Cloud integration integrator or HANA Cloud connector. And through this integration, the data will be getting integrated between your on-premise and cloud, and you have a lot of ETL techniques happening in between, extraction, transformation, and loading. So this is what we call in short as ETL. And through that, we have our data on cloud, the HR related data, and we will be having our complete functionalities on one go. So what we need to understand here is like your success factor had two different types of integration add-ons. One is ERP HCM and the second one is success factor HCM. So we are going to deal purely with success factor HCM because our motto is on the cloud part. We are not going to focus on this on-premise part because we will be having our on-premise system called ERP. At the same time, we'll be having a cloud system called cloud model called SuccessFactor. Both of these systems will be having this HR related data, that is your HCM, human capital management. But what we will be doing is like we will be focusing more on this cloud side so that I can get my entire employee data or my compensation related facts or the payroll related facts and all those things in one shortage, or I would say in one solution. In that case, I am going to get the end-to-end recruitment. If in case from the business perspective I want to do a recruitment, it is going to be easy, and I can have the overall workforce related information in one platform. I can have the complete performance management system or the compensation part or the salary structures and all those things can be fed in one system. So it's all like everything can be embedded into one. But when I say from the drawback perspective, in your success factor, you have to pay for every feature. So if I want to have some kind of reporting functionalities, I need to pay for that. I would say the customization is a very big challenge in success factor, and the cost to implement to this solution is also very high. So though we have some kind of challenges in success factors, we are using this as a major solution to have our HR functionalities because this is a cloud based HR product, and which will be helpful for us to transfer the overall HR related data from our on-premise model to our cloud model. And the reason why we have added this in our topic, our S4 HANA is a system that can do every activities except HR related activities. Your HR functionalities is yet to be incorporated into your S4 HANA. So this is a point to be remembered. When I have S4 HANA, it doesn't mean like I can do everything. I may not be able to do my HR activities. For my HR related activities, I just need to go with a different product. So since we are from SAP, we are promoting SAP product. There are people who go with a non-SAP product also. We have a lot of clients who go with Workday. Have you heard about Workday? Workday? Yes, no?
I heard this somewhere, but
Okay.
yeah,
Fine.
not. I mean, not much idea about.
Workday. Okay. So Workday is a product which is being used for our core HR related functionalities, and we are having this Workday as a core system, especially to perform our similar kind of activities that we were doing in our success factors. Only thing is like we may not be able to have this Workday system as a SAP friendly unless and until you are going to have some kind of information that is being relevant whatever we are doing with your SAP site. So when you see from the overall perspective, I would say Workday is a major competitor for you to perform this kind of core HR related activities comparing with our success factor. And there's a strong intercompatibility between both of these products. But being from SAP, we are trying to promote success factor, but there are people who may go with Workday, and it completely depends on their interest. But at one point of time, we may try to have all these products into a single one called S4 HANA. Okay, so this is in short about our success factor part. And when we say about this embedded analytics, so if you guys are trying to explore something on S4 HANA, you should be hearing this word called embedded analytics. So have you by chance heard about this S4 HANA embedded analytics? No? From
No
the
idea,
name,
Satish.
no, right? Okay. From the name, you guys can
No.
identify it is something related to your analytical part, correct? And
Yeah.
we are trying to have the complete analytical picturization through a different component called embedded analytics that is being incorporated into your S4 HANA. Through this, you will be able to do something that you were trying to get out of your BPC systems or business objects or SAC. Have you heard about SAC? It's a new product, SAP Analytics Cloud. Okay. So when we see all these analytical products, we have a lot of analytical products, but we are trying to focus only on S4 HANA to come up with all the functionalities that we have in space. Now, what we need to understand here is like, how can we bring up these analytical features? So being an admin, you just need to understand about the analytical apps that is being embedded as a part of your Fiori in your S4 HANA. So if you have a mere Fiori skill, you can do more on this. Or if you do have some analytical knowledge, you can do a moderate part here. Or if you don't have this Fiori knowledge or analytical knowledge, in that case, you guys can try to explore more here. It's a self-exploratory one where you guys can see how this architecture is being available for you to do the core analytical parts. But as an admin, we will not be doing here. Just we need to understand what is the differentiation from the functionality perspective between your traditional reporting and your embedded analytics. And your embedded analytics is a complete real-time based one, where you will be having the overall analytical views just like the way we had in our HANA DB. You will be having everything just as a replica in your S4 HANA. Only thing is like the integration will be real time, and this embedded analytics will be getting launched once your Fiori has been deployed, because we have multiple Fiori apps, which is a key factor in our S4 HANA. And for each embedded analytical app, there will be a Fiori app, and that Fiori app will be connecting to this analytical site, and developers and the modelers will be launching these analytic apps through these Fiori apps, and they'll be doing their reporting activities. And they may even develop some customized Fiori apps also for this analytics. But from the admin side, again, we just need to make sure all these screens have been properly laid out, and people are able to access every tile, and whether my connection is proper, because I may have my data in HANA database, and I will be having my Fiori Launchpad in my S4 HANA server, and my database will be in a different host and my application will be in a different host. So whether the connection is proper, whether the port entries are proper, whether people can access the URL. So everything is a URL based launching system. So we need to make sure the services related to each one is up and running, because we have a small concept called VDM, a kind of a virtual data model. So people may be using this VDM instead of creating these CDS views and all those things. So you need to make sure the service related to that VDM is being properly aligned, because we have a 2-3 services related to VDM, which we'll be focusing when we are covering that unit. So we will be learning on those section in our embedded analytics. Okay. And next is your SAP Activate. So just like the way embedded analytics, Activate is a very common phrase which you guys can expect even in interviews also. And being a basis consultant, this comes under your portfolio, SAP Activate. Any awareness on SAP Activate? Have you guys heard about SAP Activate? No? Okay, fine. So
No,
if
Satish.
you could,
Yeah.
no? Okay, fine. See, this SAP
Yeah.
Activate is a methodology that people are being using it just like the way we were using some kind of 6-step procedure earlier. So when I say 6-step procedure, see, you people would be doing this core admin activities as a basis consultant, right? So in that case, mm, do you have any exposure to this agile models, a kind of a scrum based concepts?
Yeah.
Agile models, yeah. So in that case,
Yes.
have you heard about this ASAP methodology, ASAP?
This methodology I heard, but
Hmm.
we had to explain. Scrum is okay. Agile and
Mhm.
Scrum. This one. SAP also I know. Heard about it.
Okay, okay, fine. See, earlier people were using a methodology called ASAP. So we call it as ASAP. Sometimes people use the
Yeah.
word ASAP. The thing is like the phase, we have some multiple phases in this methodology. We abbreviate this ASAP methodology as accelerated SAP, and this is more related to your project implementation or project assignment and all those things. So what we will do is like we will make sure to have our SAP implementation in an effective manner, and we will make sure the time, the resources, and their quality of the work that they're going to do. Everything is being optimally utilized. And we have 5 different phases during those period in ASAP methodology. Project preparation, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live. So these are the 5 traditional models which we had. Again, this is also important for your interviews. And when we are trying to talk about these 5 phases, each phase had a crucial activities being engaged. When I say project preparation, the initial level is like to get the approval to have that project from the stakeholders, and we'll be getting all the clear cut objectives being phrased, and then we will be going with a blueprint. And once your blueprint is being documented, then we'll go to the realization phase. So in this realization phase, what happens, your the team, the SAP team, will be doing an official configuration of how we can do this or how we can achieve this using their experts in the technical knowledge as well as the functional knowledge. And they will do some testing part, and all these things have been done. Finally they will be coming up with the final preparation, and then finally we go with the go live. So this kind of ASAP methodology had helped to have a project getting executed in smooth manner, and the errors or the failures or risk or any kind of issues have been sorted out at quick pace of time. Okay, so this is something about your ASAP methodology. So when we compare this in your S4 HANA, we are not going to have the methodology like ASAP. Instead, we are going to have a new model called Activate methodology. So this is a methodology that is going to replace your ASAP. So this is again a new concept for people who would have been expert in ASAP. If you guys are not aware of ASAP, just remember what all I just told, and we will be getting a lot of interview questions or certification questions with this ASAP and Activate. So when I say Activate methodology, this is more related to your S4 HANA deployment, where we'll be doing with some best practices and with the standard configurations. And again, we will be talking about what kind of model this deployment is going to happen, whether it is an on-premise or cloud or hybrid. And we are going to eliminate out completely the ASAP methodology, and agile framework is going to be engaged here, involved here. So we are not going to follow a waterfall method which was existing in your ASAP. So you guys are aware of waterfall method? Waterfall method.
Traditional methodology where one after the other sequentially the phases are followed. In Agile,
Correct.
it is not like that. So
Yes, yes. So in waterfall, there is a sequence of activities. So we give a target, they start working on it, they put up a time frame, and they finally come up with the product. In between, if we get any economical changes or technical changes or technological challenges, nothing is going to be considered. Once the product has been evolved, whether that product can be an outdated product or that product may not be useful at that point of time, they are not going to care about it. When they are on that initialization phase, they will look upon all the options. Once this has been approved, for example, they are planning to come up with a new design, and their target may be 1 year. So in that 1 year, there may be a lot of technical shift. And once this product comes as live, when the go live happens, people may not be really okay to get that product during that period, because their interest would have been fluctuating to a different model. So this kind of waterfall method may not be useful to adopt the clients in our current market. Long back it was okay, but now we have lot of competitors, lot of changes in all factors. To survive in the business and to sustain the market, you need to make sure you satisfy our clients and customers in whatsoever field. That can be a retail or manufacturing or whatever it may be. So when we see from that perspective, it's always good to go in an agile model, where we have a regular interaction with our stakeholders or to get our feedbacks, and if in case something need to be customized or something need to be adapted, we can adapt. Or during for example, I have every monthly reviewal where I'd be sharing the current progress, and if they want something to be eliminated, if they want something to be added, we can do that. So we are more flexible when we go with this Activate model or Agile model. The reason why we are going to talk about this Activate model is like your S4 HANA is just similar to HANA. It is being optimized for OLAP and OLTP. And okay, OLAP, OLTP. Uh, Deepak, are you aware of OLAP and OLTP? OLAP, OLTP?
Yes, analytical platform and transactional platform.
Transactional processing, right? It's not platform processing.
Yes,
Online analytical processing and
processing.
online transactional processing. So you can have both in one shot in your S4 HANA. And so what happens is like your Activate methodology is, since it is utilizing your Agile approach, we will divide a project into 4 phases: preparation, exploration, realization, and deployment. So we are coming out of that 5 phases. Now we come up with these 4 phases, and each phase may include multiple deliverables. So even in preparation phase I can get multiple delivery. In exploration phase I can get multiple output. Even in realization, even in my deployment phase. So the flexibility is more here, and I'm going to get lot of deliverables in every phase, and each deliverable is really value added, and this is trying to accelerate my overall product. And SAP also promotes this Activate methodology as an innovative one or a next generation framework where I will stick with these 4 phases. So these 4 phases, just remember for your interviews and all those things: preparation, exploration, realization, and deployment. And we will focus more on this in our Activate unit. And again, we will be learning more on this SAP services that is related to our S4 HANA. So this is unit 8 and unit 9 are more admin related topics. So this marks the overall coverage of the S4 HANA. If you see here, the unit 1 and 2 are the basics and introduction part with the navigation. This unit 3 is more weightage from the certification perspective, more technical topics. 4 and 5 is to sprinkle upon the functional knowledge. 6 is a unique one. Since we don't have the HR functionalities in S4 HANA, we need to understand the current model that is being SAP SuccessFactor. But there may be people using Workday, but we are not focusing on Workday. We are only focusing on SAP product. Embedded analytics to learn something on the analytics side, and these two are more related to the admin perspective. And once we are okay with all these topics, then we will look upon this crucial part called S4 HANA migration, where we will understand how to do this conversion. So what are the different checks we need to do, what are the different nodes to be. So we have lot of prerequisites, huh? So by the way, have you guys done any migration so far? It's not only HANA migration, any migration in SAP.
No, Satish, I have not done migration.
You haven't done? Okay. How about Deepak?
Yeah.
No,
No? Okay, fine. So
no.
the reason why I asked you is like, if in case you guys would have done some migration, I would have got some kind of experience from you, what challenges you faced, what pre-steps you did. So since you haven't done the migration, I will try to compare with a real-time generic migration and give you a cross comparison, because the pre-steps will be very very hectic in S4 HANA. It's not to scare you, that is the real challenge, and that's the reason we don't see a proper consultant to do this migration to S4 HANA. And if you could see the market right now, we are on 2020, and I have already told multiple times in my multiple trainings to different people, always look on the future, and we need to upgrade ourselves with our future knowledge requirement. And 2025 is the benchmark that we had proposed to get systems on S4 HANA. So we don't want non S4 HANA in the market, and we are not going to support them after 2025. So this is the time frame which we have aligned. And being me myself working within this portfolio, our goal map is like every year we will be having a dedicated goals to be fulfilled, just like the employees will be having this performance management roles. For us, we have some business related roles. So for us, the goal map and the roadmap is 2023, though officially it's declared to public as 2025. We need to make sure by 2023 end almost our major clients and customers are getting migrated to S4 HANA. Now, here comes the challenge. How people will get this migration happening in a proper manner? We need skilled people. We need the people who have that knowledge to do this migration. And we also have something going on parallelly, whether it is S4 HANA on premise or S4 HANA on cloud. So that's a second challenge. We need to make sure what is their demand, and based on that, we need to do that. So what we did, we again aligned, we again did some kind of business tactics within our management, and we came up with a two model. One model, we release S4 HANA on premise once in a year. So every year you may be getting around September month, you'll be getting a new release on September or October. Usually in that third quarter end, you guys will be getting a new product on premise, new release. But for cloud, we are launching once in every quarter. So in a year, you will be getting 4 releases. So it's a choice for the customers to opt what they need. Why we do this is like when we go into S4 HANA cloud, again, there is a secondary challenge. People can go with Azure, AWS, or even we have our SAP Cloud Platform, but still Amazon and Microsoft are a bit leading in that space. So they can go with any cloud vendor. It depends on their option and preference. So we cannot ask them or compel them to do any kind of alignment. It's purely up to them. So whatsoever the vendor they go into, they may be interested to go with a vendor who is going to give them a good service with a good price. So in that case, we don't have the control over there, and we are going to lose our revenue there. If in case they go with Microsoft or Amazon, then how can we recover our losses? We are trying to come up with a cloud model with once in every quarter. So if they want themselves to get upgraded to this new release, they again need to reach out to SAP to get their upgradation been happening on cloud. Because let's consider a company called X who have consultants working with them. They will be having the access and provision to support their on-premise systems. But for the cloud, they need to reach out to the vendors. For the cloud related concepts, they need to reach out to their cloud vendor, and for the SAP related activities, they need to reach out to SAP. So the activities are getting splitted there. So if it's an on-premise system, the vendors, you guys, maybe the company, whoever is going to deploy S4 HANA, they can have an in-house competence center, and they will be recruiting the consultant, and they will be making you to do all these activities. So in that case, if you want to work for your company where they're going to have S4 HANA on premise, you need to learn these stuffs, and you need to work for that company where they need this role. Now let's focus on the cloud model. When we say cloud model, here comes the very good, beautiful opportunity that we are expecting a large in-house competence to do this migration. See, end of the day, everyone, though it is from SAP or though it is from the vendor, we all are people who are going to work for that role, right? So we need to have that knowledge. It doesn't matter like you where are you going to work. If you have that knowledge, you can either work in your vendor or in your client side, or you can work directly as an employee within your SAP to do this same activity from the cloud perspective. So you need to have the same knowledge, and you will be doing the same activity, but rather than doing it in your on-premise host, you guys will be doing it in the cloud host. So which is going to be a future market where we will be expecting a huge demand for S4 HANA migration consultants, and the requirements will be popping up. I think it would have been already popped up if in case you guys have subscribed to career.sap.com regularly. You may be getting some kind of job requirements on this, because we want a very large pool of in-house talent to do this S4 HANA migration and conversion, and we want them to be within our kitty, because we are the people who are going to do this, and we are not allowing the vendors to do this. So the vendors, if they're going to purchase a cloud model, they will be reaching us. So we need in-house competence center to do that activity. So for that, you need to know the basics of S4 HANA, the architecture of it, the functionality of it, and how will you do this migration. So this particular migration part is having a huge scope, and market is very good, and you guys can look out in your job portals and see the requirements coming up like something. And it's not only within India. I think you have a lot of requirements outside India also. So this three topics will be the key topic, which will tell you how to perform your migration, how to complete that activity with the pre-steps and post-steps. So we will not be executing that migration. We are not going to do that migration execution, because migration execution is a small core part that happens in mid. We are going to focus mainly on what are my pre-steps and what are my post-steps. So these are the activities where real support is required from our consultants. In that middle part, the migration part, which we will be automating soon, because we will be getting a lot of requests in future, so we are planning to automate that middle part. But this pre-step part and post-step part, we may automate in future. I cannot commit on that, but right now we need potential candidates to do these activities. So this is covered under our last 3 units, and this is just to give you a rough overview or a walkover of our complete S4 HANA migration concepts and courses. Any queries?
So this
Okay.
S4 conversion, the skill set, they are utilizing only within SAP, not outside, right? That's what you were saying.
When you say outside SAP, may know, can you be a bit more clear there?
Just
What is that?
outside, in the sense, the model which SAP is bringing is that SAP is going to have control over this implementation. That's what I understand,
On
right?
in the cloud.
Correct.
Onpremise, you guys still will
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that. Okay.
On cloud, the last portion.
On cloud.
Which,
Yes, 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 yes.
yeah.
On cloud.
Okay. Okay.
So in that case, our basis consultant role will be fluctuating off shortly. That's the reason
Yes.
more basis consultants are learning this, because they need to stay in this competitive market. And basis consultant is a role that is existing in market for more than 15-20 years, I would say, because from the scratch, from your R2 or R1, people were doing this installation and all these activities, and we had a unique name called basis consultant. Slowly we are diminishing that role, and in another 2-3 years you may not be able to see any kind of demand for basis consultants. Not only for basis, even for your MM, FI, SD, whoever it may be, they need to have this S4 HANA functional knowledge. For them, there should be S4 HANA functional knowledge. For you people, at least S4 HANA conversion knowledge or S4 HANA technical knowledge, a overall picturization of S4 HANA. How can you administrate? And your HANA knowledge will be an added advantage here. The reason why I did this walkover of this content is like just to get an awareness, because people who come for this course should be having that clear cut awareness of why am I learning this and what am I going to do after learning this, right? Many people come without that scenario. That's the reason I thought of doing a complete walkover. And we will start our unit 1 from tomorrow, and we will start having the technical session for unit 1 from tomorrow. Thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.